Today on Us Weekly's Reality Recap, we break down everything you need to know about the Vanderpump reunion. Plus, Raquel Leviss revealed when her affair with Tom Sandoval really began. And we talk the latest episodes of Vanderpump and Summer House. We've got that plus so much more on today's Us Weekly's Reality Recap. Hey guys, Christina Garibaldi here with Us Weekly executive producer Mandy DeCamp, and we got a lot more scandal to get to, and yeah, I feel like we're going to be talking about this for years to come.
Yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving, the gift we never asked for.
Right, seriously. Yeah. And not surprising, you guys had a lot to say about last week's show. We had hundreds of comments, so we wanted to pick a few. Christine said, it's nice to see the girls rallying around each other and working as a team to eliminate the underlying toxicity. I would much rather watch the rest of this season, the reunion, and then never see either Tom or Raquel on the show ever again.
Wow, okay. Deanna Z says, I do think he wanted her to find out because he didn't know how to break it to her. I never thought they fit. He wants marriage and kids and she doesn't. That is a big issue. We did talk about that last week.
We did talk about that. Definitely a big issue, but probably something that you should talk about and not go and have a affair behind your back. Maybe bring that up in conversation instead.
Perhaps that would be good before you have a however long affair. Yeah.
Right. Seriously. Summer Sunshine says, and why did Sandoval pay for that whole engagement thing for James and Raquel? I wonder if this has been going on for a very long time. I think Tom knew and covered up for Sandoval. I can't get this all out of my head either as a Vanderpump Rules fan since day one. Yeah, a lot of people had comments about him paying for James and Raquel's engagement. Yeah. People are speculating that maybe they were hooking up even all the way back then and used that to cover it up.
Yeah, like was feeling guilty about it or something.
Like maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe they hooked up a couple times back then, and then like a full blown affair happened. We have no idea. No idea.
All right. Lisa Hart says, we deserve a reunion with the full cast and no one should get a pass. Totally agree on that.
Totally.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Couldn't agree with you more, but unfortunately, there are some legal issues that have to go down with that. So we wanted to, before we get into the recaps, kind of give you everything that we know about the Vanderpump reunion. So it is scheduled to film sometime probably next week in Los Angeles, but things like we said get complicated because Raquel was granted that temporary restraining order against Chyna for allegedly getting physical with her after she found out about Raquel's affair with Tom. So Chyna's lawyer Nima Rahmani recently told us it's really up to Bravo executives. But I mean, they cannot be physically within 100 yards of each other as of the current order. So one of them may have to skip the reunion, or maybe Raquel will have to zoom in, but they can't be within close proximity of one another, and they can't be directly communicating with one another. So it's going to be tough to make this reunion show happen with both of them. He noted that even if Raquel is present via Zoom and Chyna attended in person, there could be no direct communication or even communication through anybody else. So while that's still up in the air, I mean, the reunion will go on in some capacity. And Lisa Vanderpump said on Watch What Happens Live, we will have a much better understanding when we get through the reunion, but I think it's going to be really tough. I don't think it's going to be the same reunion where there are these accusations flying because they admitted to it. I think it's going to be difficult. This is huge. This is breaking up a couple that have been together for nearly 10 years. And the deceit, Raquel acted like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah, this is so unfortunate that we probably won't get the reunion that fans really deserve. I'm kind of confused as to why Bravo doesn't just push it back a week or two, because the hearing is on March 29th. Yeah. And then find out if a permanent restraining order is in place, then, but it's odd to me that they're not pushing to maybe like push this back a week or two.
Do you think there's not going to have Chyna in the same? I mean, yes, there's a lot of beef now with Chyna and Raquel, but there's so much other stuff to talk about with Raquel that, like, I don't know if I need Chyna there.
I know. That's what a lot of people are saying online. Yeah. Like, at least let Chyna just zoom in at this point. Yeah. Like, we don't really... Right. Or have Chyna come in 5 hours later once Raquel kind of leaves, and Kody and Chyna can kind of clear up what they have. So I feel like maybe they'll do it that way, and just kind of film different segments. But yeah, no, I mean, everybody now just cares about Raquel and Tom. I don't really I would like to hear what Chyna has to say, but I would prefer to have Raquel in the room.
Yeah, it's not the main focus. Sheena's not the main focus. I also would love, like, I hope Bravo puts cameras up the second people arrive in the parking lots, because I want to see the unedited scenes. I want to see them awkwardly coming in to hair and makeup, having to sit next to each other. Yeah. I want to see everything. Like, I know. Remember when they didn't edit the Bachelor scene when Ari broke up with Becca? Yes. I want that.
I want that. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm so just interested, and I can't wait to see what happens. I mean, and nobody knows if they're together or not. Lala did an interview with TMZ. She said, I have no idea. They could be fully together. They can come into the reunion holding hands. Nobody knows. I mean, it's been quiet. They haven't released any statements, or we haven't seen them together, since he was spotted at her apartment filming for the show. So who knows what's going on behind closed doors at this point.
Yeah. We'll see. All right. Well, more Vanderpump news. Sheena Shea's friends, Jamie Lynn and Kale Ramsey Ackerson, recalled the moment Tom Sandoval and Raquel, when their relationship began to change. During the Tuesday, March 14th episode of Jamie All Over podcast, the duo broke down their knowledge of the Vanderpump Rules affair. According to Ackerson, Levis said cameras were rolling when she started to grow closer to Sandoval. He said, she basically just told me it happened 7 months ago. And after the Las Vegas trip, I told her, bro, you literally called me an hour or two after the girls made you cry. And then you hit me back when you were in Los Angeles. And she was like, after the boys' night is when we got closer. That is so weird, because I feel like I watched that interaction at the end of this week's episode. Okay, we'll get to that. But
I totally agree with you.
I saw it. Yes. I totally saw it. Yes. Okay. I could feel the sexual tension. Okay. Yes. Back to this story. Lynn, for her part, broke down the behind the scenes details of the night. Levis joined Tom Schwartz, Sandoval, and James Kennedy for an outing, saying that they went to Saddle Ranch with Raquel and Sandoval and saw them having a deep conversation at the bar. After the friend group left the bar, Lynn said she witnessed a serious conversation between Levis and Tom and Sandoval, which was filmed. Shea's friend recently rewatched the video after news broke of Sandoval and said at the time they didn't post the video because it looked way too intimate and they didn't want Ariana to feel a certain way about it. She said, I don't want her to feel disrespected, but it didn't set off alarm bells. Like, is something inappropriate happening? It was just that she might get the wrong idea, and I don't want to put anyone in that position.
Oof. I can't. But you're so right. Something shifted. Like when she walked into the bar, like his eyes lit up. And like even at the end when they panned to him when he was looking over at her, I was like, something's happening. But everything is kind of shot out of order, which is kind of confusing me because I've been looking at the necklace and I'm like, he was wearing the necklace when they were in the bar and then he wasn't. So I'm trying to like put this puzzle together. So I don't really know. So let's get into the recap. Yeah. But yes, I mean, something definitely did shift. And it's so interesting that they were saying that was the night that something changed.
I saw it. I don't know what it was. I like went back and rewound and I was like, wait, there was something in his eyes. Like the second she walked in, he was like, whoa, you're here. Like, had they been texting that night?
Had something happened before? Like our commenters are kind of thinking. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. But you know, she went on this girls trip, which was a complete and utter disaster. It's like they're just trying to like make her, I don't even know. I guess they're all trying to be friends, but it's just not meant to be.
It's just not meant to be. And then there's like this girl, Christina Kelly, so random. Charlie's kind of random. Charlie hates Christina Kelly.
Right. I'm like, just because she sells some lip balm.
I know, it's kind of
in
funny.
That friendship moment, like when they were like on that girls trip is when I like really miss Kristen and Stassi and like what used to be, you know, what Vanderpump used to be. I like really miss that moment.
I miss that too. Yeah. It was just lacking. This girls trip was kind of sad. I mean, all the Raquel stuff aside, which was just so foreshadowing and so bizarre. It was just a sad girls trip compared to the guys' night.
It was. I mean, even Sheena said, she's like, it's just like a hangout. Or somebody said it's just like a hangout. Like there's no, like this just wasn't like the good girls group vibe that we usually get from Vanderpump. But yeah, I mean, the foreshadowing of this is just out of control. So, I mean, based on the timeline that we just heard, like she wasn't, I guess, dating or hooking up with Sandoval. She wasn't dating Sandoval at this point. Mm-hmm. But the way that she was speaking, it's like, girl just doesn't care if you are attached or not.
No, I feel like if it wasn't Sandoval, it was going to be someone else. You know what I mean? Like she's bad news.
She's bad news, and like, but doesn't care, like, and is so open about it, and like calling Lala a hypocrite for hooking up with James when, you know, and calling Lala a mistress as well. I mean, she did have a couple good points here and there, but still, I mean, who is the hypocrite now?
If I had watched this episode and recapped it before we knew everything we knew about Sandoval, I might be on Raquel's side, not knowing that she was about to or was doing exactly what she was judging.
Right.
You know, but we can't even say that because now we know everything that we know and she looks horrible.
Yeah, it looks so bad. And like, it made me think like, I mean, still, we don't know the exact timeline, but when she was having like that panic attack in the back of the car, was that because she was trying to like cover up what she's been doing, or did she feel bad? And the fact that she still didn't feel bad about trying to make out with Tom Schwartz just blows my mind too.
I know. That panic attack, I could like taste it. I'm like, you know, when you just are like hungover, you made bad decisions, you don't know exactly what you did. I mean, it's been a while since you know, I was single and in this position, but I feel like I could taste that hangover and that panic attack for her.
Oh my God.
Not that I feel bad, but I could taste it.
And the galaxy lights. I'm like, Raquel.
Yeah. Oh, Raquel.
Oh man. But yeah, it's just really uncomfortable. And like, she just doesn't care. And I wonder if now she even really cares. Does she care that she like blew up Ariana and Ariana's life? I mean, do you care about that? Like, I'm so interested to see what she has to say about the reunion. And if she doesn't show up, I'm gonna raise hell.
I'm gonna raise hell, damn it. No, like she has to be there. They both need to be there. We are owed answers. I have given a lot of hours and a lot of my life to this show from day one.
Yes, like you signed up for it. You made your bed. You got to lie in it. My quote of the night went to Lala. She said, "It seems like Raquel is only interested in men that her friends are married to or are interested in, and that is a big red flag for me." The fact that Lala saw this from so long ago, it just kind of blows my mind. And the fact that even Andy Cohen said that they did not re-edit this episode at all.
I saw he said that.
Crazy to me.
That's insane. I mean, I believe him just because it really seemed like this all, you know, they didn't make it up. This is what happened.
This is what
my
happened.
Quote also goes to Lala, just saying, "I'm not judging her, but our journeys are just not in alignment right now."
Yeah.
You're judging her and you're still judging her, and that's okay.
You're judging her hardcore. I did feel bad when they were like making fun of her and she heard them. Like, I did feel really bad about that.
Well, that's what I mean when I say, like, if I had watched this episode not knowing what we know about Sandoval, I would have left. I would have recap this saying I feel bad for Raquel, but not anymore.
No, definitely don't. All right, let's move on over to Summer House, and the Lindsay versus Kyle drama continues. You know, Carl didn't really want to give a reaction because, I mean, it is an awkward position for him to be in. That is also his boss, but his best friend. And what do you do? I mean,
he's also sober at Summer House.
Yes.
I mean, that sucks. Like, I don't want to be sober at Summer House.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Kyle's his boss. Kyle and Amanda are his boss.
Yeah.
It's an awkward situation for Carl.
It's an awkward situation. We've talked about this before. This cast is just not gelling anymore. Like, you have 40-something-year-olds, almost 40-something-year-olds in this house with these 25-year-old people that just want to have a good time and party, where they're dealing with like real life drama and, you know, and sobriety and things like that. It just feels like two different shows are trying to happen at once.
It feels a little bit like Summer House is over.
Yeah. Or they just need to totally revamp.
Because the problem is, like, I don't care about these new people because they're in small snippets that aren't really drama, and like, I feel like they need a real friend group.
Yeah.
You know, like, for real friend group, you can cast a beautiful New York friend group who actually goes to the Hamptons, who are dramatic. I've met them, you know, go to one bar, go to Surf Lodge on a Saturday in the summer. You'll cast the show, no problem. Find a real friend group. You know, this group is not it. Carl needs to retire from the show. Kyle needs to retire. I'm tired of hearing about their drama. I think the show needs to restructure or
I do too.
bye.
Right. No, I totally agree with you. It needs to restructure, or maybe take like the Winter House vibe that you have and like bring people from all different shows together.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore. It's not working. You can't have this too big of an age gap going on in a house. It just doesn't work.
Do you think Lindsay is to blame for this? Like, I mean, Lindsay's getting pretty bad, a lot of heat for this.
She's getting a lot of heat. I do feel bad. She's just trying to like be like, I'm sure like any girlfriend would be like, I don't know if you're being treated right in this job. And like, I think that she's just trying to be a good girlfriend. I do kind of agree with the girls. I think there was a preview for next week that I feel like she has kind of changed a little bit for Carl. And maybe that's going to be a problem down the line. But you know what? She's found her happy ending. You know, she wants to marry this guy, and you know, people are putting so much pressure like, oh, she shouldn't get engaged so fast. It's not like they just met yesterday. They've been friends for a really long time. And you know what? Let them be happy. Like, who cares?
Yeah, they got to get off the show, especially if they want to make it. I mean, I think there's something there with a lot of people having something to say about Lindsay, including her best friend Danielle, who's no longer her best friend. Right. I think there's something there. I think there's a lot to Lindsay we maybe don't see on the show.
I agree.
But yeah, she's getting a lot of bad heat for this, and I don't know if she deserves all of it.
Yeah, I don't think she deserves all of it. And it just seems like you would want your friends to be happy for you. I don't know. I feel like we're missing something. I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with Danielle kind of going forward. And, you know, my quote of the night went to Danielle. It says, I think to get engaged right now would be crazy. That's what I'm scared of. It's a little too fairy tale like, and they are playing house, have this insanely expensive apartment, and it feels a little fragile. I mean, maybe at the time, because, you know, Carl was still like trying to figure out his sobriety, and maybe they felt like he got into a relationship too soon because of that. And then Lindsay kind of reintroducing drinking into her life. But I mean, if it works for them, it works for them.
Yeah. Mine goes to Kyle. It's about them as well. It says, it makes me sick. My best friend thinks he's going to marry her. I mean, those are some harsh words, like, you know, really like, I don't think he's going to be marrying them. Like Carl married him and Amanda.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah. It's definitely not going to happen, but I don't know. Hopefully they get into a better place. Yeah. But we'll see. All right, let's get into our social spotlight of the week. Mine went to Spencer Pratt. He knows about a good scandal on reality TV. He tweeted, my only advice to Raquel is don't quit the show. I mean, he was a reality TV villain for a really long time. I kind of agree with him. And I feel like if Tom and Raquel, if they end up together and going forward, I feel like it's going to be like them, like kind of like sometimes interacting with the group, like kind of like how Heidi and Spencer were. Like they're not going to be immersed in this friend group anymore. It's just going to be like their life and everybody else's, and maybe they'll run into each other from time to time. Yeah. But I mean, still a good show. I mean, it's still going to watch, but I don't know if Tom and Raquel are going to make it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I love Spencer giving them advice.
That's I do.
Okay, mine goes to Michael Rappaport. I don't know if you are familiar with him. He's on Watch What Happens Live all the time. He's a comedian. He's very funny. But he posted this video about Scandal. So he thinks Tom Schwartz absolutely knew, and this may be the end of Vanderpump Rules as we know it. I don't know. I mean, maybe we get another season or two. I don't think this is the end of Vanderpump yet, but who knows? I mean, we don't know. I mean, maybe I said it right in the beginning. I'm like, where do they go from here? Right. I don't know. They're going to figure out something. I just don't know if it's going to be good or if it's going to be just everyone living their own lives because they all despise each other.
Right. Yeah. Like this just crumbled. Maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's just another season or two and then it's over. Yeah. But they're going to be some good seasons. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode of Reality Recap. Let us know in the comments where you think Vanderpump goes from here, and where you think Raquel and Sandoval, where you think this mess all began. Please let us know in the comments, and we will see you guys next week. For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.